Welcome back. We're right here in the heart of the Riverbend on this 15th day of December at 9:25. Well, I think an Alton legend's right across from me now, Womack. It's been it's an honor to have you here, man. You've done so much great work the last couple of years and really putting the Boys and Girls Club in the best picture moving forward. How has it been?
It's been an amazing 25 years.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to still be here and looking forward to another 25 years.
That's incredible. And, we'll get into all the progress that you've made with the Boys and Girls Club because it really is remarkable. But this Saturday, the 17th, we have Brunch with Santa, huh?
Yeah, something new. We had an opportunity through the generosity and sponsorship of Ameren, Illinois, to host a couple holiday events. And our next event, actually, we have a Christmas party tonight for the kids. And then our next event, a community event, will be the 17th, Brunch with Santa, where we're hoping that people will bring their kids out. We're looking for kids ages 9 years old and younger, accompanied by an adult to just come out and again, enjoy the holidays, take photos with Santa, have some brunch on us, and do some activities in Santa's workshop.
Absolutely. And do people have to register for that, or can they just show up?
We're asking people to register just so we have an idea. But right now, we're going to take anybody that shows up as long as, food and supplies are available. So it kind of behooves one to register, and they can go online and register, bgcalton.org. Click online, or even give us a call, 618-462-6249 to register. And if, last minute you decide you're coming, just come on anyway, and hopefully we'll have something for you.
Absolutely. And I just got to ask you, because so many of us, especially my generation, we just know who you are because of all the things that you've done. But how did you get started with Boys and Girls Club? Just to break it down for us real quick.
It really fell in my lap. I was fresh out of college.
Wow.
And I was working in Alton School District, and someone nudged me and said, hey, Boys and Girls Club is looking for help. You should go check them out. And I blew it off for like the first month or two.
Right.
Eventually, I walked through the doors, and I've been there since. And that date's actually beyond 25 years. I've been an executive director 25 years, but I started off as a part-time program assistant, 2 or 3 years before that.
Wow. And how has that program, really grown? You've got to see this from the ground level up, that's got to be exciting.
Definitely exciting. Grown tremendously from being in, a small space to now having our own facility through the generosity of Alton Community School District. Just grown in terms of visibility, just grown in terms of just the revenue that we generate, and just growing the organization has been like, while it's had its challenges, it's been very, very rewarding. And the biggest reward is just seeing the kids that come through. We're on second and third generation kids.
Right. I was going to ask you, have you had that opportunity yet to see, somebody's son come in that, that you had, you had their parent as a child, and now their kids coming in?
Plenty. Probably most of our kids now we've had, like when I started, I've had their kids, or I had the parents in the program when I first started. Now we have their kids in the
That's
program.
So cool.
So, yeah, it's very cool.
And take us through that. So, you get to see a lot of children really just develop in front of you and give them the tools to succeed. How has that been? I couldn't imagine, seeing, just the transition phase of some, kids that really just needed some guidance, light, and just a little bit of motivation behind them.
Definitely. Again, it's rewarding.
Right.
It's very rewarding. We always say that the more often a child or a young person attends and participates in the program, the greater our chances of really improving their attitude, aptitude, and their behavior. So that's what I've witnessed over the years is a change in young people from not just growing up to changing attitude, changing behavior, just watching them be successful.
And something I really didn't think about, and until just about now, I ask one good question in an interview, is you've got to experience the the shakeups, and whether it's city government, whether it's county government, those things play a part into in some of your day-to-day stuff, right? How has it been to manage all of that too?
It has, and fortunately enough, politics don't necessarily impact us.
Right.
I think sometimes who's in office determines a lot. In the last 20 years, we've been very, very fortunate to receive some state funding. That's really between that state funding and United Way funding. Those have been the lifeblood of Boys and Girls Club. Without those two, I'm probably not sitting here because we've definitely experienced in the economy, some ups and downs. But again, through United Way funds and some state funding, through a Teen Reach program, we've survived a lot of challenges.
Absolutely. And let's circle back here. So the 17th, it's coming up. It's this Saturday. I'm Did not realize we're 10 days away from Christmas, and all of you are going, CJ, you've counted down the day every day on this show. What the hell are you talking about? But, I mean, this is really cool. This is a great opportunity for everyone to kind of get that community spirit. And whether or not you're going with friends or, parents that are friends and they bring their kids, I think it's a great way just to get out and kind of break the ice and meet some new people.
It is. It really is. And, again, we're just pleased to be able to do it.
Right.
To be able to offer something that's family-friendly, that's not just limited to the kids that come to our program. So this is an opportunity for anyone in the community that has a young child.
Right.
Again, ages 9 and younger. Just show up, an opportunity to get in front of a Santa and have some breakfast on us or brunch on us, and enjoy some holiday activities with the kids.
All right, I'm a little nosy. What are we eating for breakfast?
Well, I will say it's the basic breakfast. It's scrambled eggs, there's bacon. I want to say biscuits and gravy was somewhere in the menu. There's some chicken tenders. I feel like there's something else, some roasted red potatoes.
All right. Can you bring nephews to this? Do you have to be a parent?
You don't have to be a parent.
I'm going.
But in order for an adult to attend, they have to come with a child.
All right.
We don't want adults showing up just to eat, but it's all about the kids.
All right.
So as long as you're accompanied by a young person, then you're more than welcome.
Well, right, and I'm being a little funny about this, but this is awesome. I mean, this is a great breakfast. It seems like it's really, this is going to be a great opportunity, and you guys provide so many of these throughout the year. I mean, we are talking about this, but there's a plethora and a revolving door, of different projects. Take us through some of the bigger ones that you guys put on throughout the year.
So I'll just kind of work my way back. This past Saturday we hosted. And again, the holiday events are really sponsored and funded by Ameren. Mm-hmm. This past Saturday, we did a shopping spree. We took 100 kids shopping, gave them $100 each, had about 20 to 25 community members show up to help chaperone the kids during the shopping spree. So that was amazing. We did it at Target. Walmart.
Oh, okay.
In Godfrey. And Walmart, from the store manager to the team lead, they were amazing. They were great. They were very hospitable. Everyone had a great time. So we did that Saturday. We had a sleepover for a lock-in for girls, about 50 girls on Saturday night, which went extremely well. Prior to that, we did for Thanksgiving, we did turkey giveaway. We gave away 100 turkeys to the community, and then we did 50 baskets to club families. So, just in terms of club and community, we really pushed that over the last 30 to 60 days.
Absolutely. And I actually drove by the turkey giveaway.
Really?
They should have put a traffic closure sign up. That was huge. And to me, it's such great work from your guys because it's, you're getting people out to your facility. People are seeing what you're all about.
Exactly.
And, I honestly don't know how you do it because the first time I see, someone and get a kid get a Christmas present or $100, I'd be in tears. I'm a baby and I'm an emotional Italian when it comes to that,
Really. No, it's fun. It's rewarding. And I think the adults got as much out of it as the kids did. And I failed to mention that Munganess Toyota sponsored a pizza party afterwards. So if you follow our Facebook page, you'll see photos from this past weekend. But Munganess Toyota and Max provided the pizzas and Munganess Toyota hosted it. So again, when we talk Boys and Girls Club, you have to align community with it.
That's what
we don't make it without community involvement, community support, community donations.
Absolutely. It's a perfect segue because I was going to ask you about that. It seems like, there's a lot of community organizations and businesses that are very willing to, help you out and donate, support it. Was that always the case or was it just kind of getting the wheel greased up?
That wasn't always the case. When I first started, again, it was, I think you have to build this level of trust. Mm-hmm. And that's with whatever you're doing. Before people are going to invest in you, they want to know who you are.
Right.
And can they trust you with their dollars?
Mm-hmm.
And that took time. But and just very, very fortunate that people got to that point where they trust the organization, they trust leadership, and they trust that their money is going to the right place and for the right cause. And it's all about kids. Mm-hmm. We keep our mission in front of us. So with everything else going on around us, politics, whatever is happening, we stay focused on the mission and we stay focused on kids, and that's what's kept us here for 25 years.
Absolutely. And take us through that. So we have a couple of minutes left. Over the course of 25 years, what was that milestone? Is it the new building? Was it just a program you guys developed that you went, we're definitely on the right track to be around for quite a while?
It was program. I think when our programs, when we enhanced our programs, and again, it still goes back to like the milestone is when the community realized we have a gym in our community with this Boys and Girls Club. Because this organization is taking care of kids, mm-hmm. and they're our kids. They're not their kids. They're our kids.
Exactly.
So they belong to all of us. So we're definitely taking the lead and being responsible for young people, and the community is responding by investing in the young people through our organization. So that's when we really took off, is when people started investing in us more. Then we saw growth. We were able to serve more kids. We were able to enhance our programs. We're able to move to a larger facility. We're more visible. So those things all happened, and here we are today.
Al Womack is one of the best assets to our community. He's a terrific man. I'm glad you have him on. That's from the 618. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
We have a text line here, so people text in things all the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you're a fan favorite already. You're doing good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, time for the tough ball. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's go.
In terms of, one serious, I guess a little bit more serious question. In terms of Boys and Girls Clubs, across America, all these locations, how would you guys do like a national get-together, national meeting to kind of...
Definitely. Every year. And that's where, like, when we talk about recharging and lighting your fire, because I don't care what it is, what field you're in, you hit a moment where you start questioning, man, what am I doing? Why am I here?
Exactly.
Even during the pandemic, we were like, how do we remain relevant? But it's staying connected to organizations, staying connected to our headquarters, which is based out of Atlanta. This past May, we came together in Chicago with just clubs from across the country. It was our national conference, and Denzel Washington was there. Magic Johnson was there. We had an amazing conference that really sent us back to our communities, fired up and excited about the work that we do. So we have, regular check-ins with our state alliances, regular check-ins with our clubs throughout the state. But our national is amazing. Again, when things were very questionable and shady during the pandemic, when you didn't know what tomorrow was going to look like,
I couldn't even imagine that for your guys' organization.
It was really sitting down saying, what do we do? And we opened up a remote learning center. Let's stay focused on kids. Let's make sure kids have somewhere safe to come and learn without any distractions, and they can get their education. So we pivoted and focused on getting kids educated, getting them in our building, until things got better.
What a great idea. And just from, my, little cousin, 7 and, 6 years old at the time during COVID, they were doing Zoom learning in second grade. And I was actually telling my grandma this, I felt bad for individuals that didn't have that quiet space, because you got to focus and do class with craziness going on around you sometimes.
And not realizing that a lot of kids live in chaos at home. And home is not necessarily always safe for some kids.
Exactly.
So the best safe haven for kids sometimes is away from home.
Right.
It's going to school where you have caring adults. It's going to school where you're going to get a meal.
Exactly.
It's going to school where you're going to get that social interaction. So during the pandemic, that was missing. And we tried to create that at the Boys and Girls Club, where they got a chance to come and get their education, because now we had people in each room, assistants, that would make sure the kids were focused on their Chromebooks, focusing on the teacher in class. So it was unique, but we did our best to try to help make sure kids were not being distracted as they're trying to get their education.
That's incredible. I mean, that's really what was needed, because during COVID, I think I was one of the few that said, I think, it's great to be safe, but what about the children that are at home that have very bad situations?
Exactly.
I think they got a little bit forgotten about, but that's a huge asset that you guys really put that together. And I'm sure if there's ever another situation, you guys are ready to do that again.
We're not going to
no kidding.
We don't have to visit that again, but we definitely be willing to do it again. And the school district was huge in that. They worked with us.
Really?
Alton School District worked with us. Again, it's our kids. Our kids are their kids. And because we had initiated, this is what we want to do, our school district said, well, we want to help fund that. So it worked.
That's incredible. All right, I kept you long enough. I told you 10 minutes. I maybe not took you 15 or 20. This is great, man.
I enjoyed this.
And what's coming down the pipeline for Boys and Girls Club before we circle back to Saturday?
Really, what's happening right now is we're trying to close out the year on a great note. This is a shameless plug, but at the end of the year, we ask people to consider us as they make their donations towards the end of the year.
That's what I was going to ask you, actually.
As they look at their charities and where they want their money to go, we ask you to consider our kids, consider Boys and Girls Club. Our website is bgcalton.org. Click on the link, click on the donate button, and make a donation that you're comfortable with. But I think it's an investment in our kids and an investment in the future of the organization.
Well, and too, it's an investment for the future of our community. The more you invest in our kids, and I've seen it firsthand just in high school in the RiverBend CEO program. 9 times out of 10, they come right back into town and start businesses and create a future for all of us. Al Womack, Saturday, what time does brunch start?
Brunch starts at 11 o'clock. So we'll go 11 to 1. We're going to feed from 11 to 12, and then Santa's workshop goes from 12 to 1. Everybody's welcome as long as you bring a kid. And as long as we have food, come on through the doors. If we run out of food, we'll have activities for you.
If you see me in handcuffs, it's because my nephew didn't show up. Al Womack, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
I
your
enjoyed
time,
it,
man.
sir.
I appreciate it. At 9:40, a quick break. We come back to wrap up the 9 o'clock hour in the heart of the River Bend. That's downtown Alton.